so the late comers can fill in the back. See? See? Perfect. Whew. There are more people here than I expected. So they say. So they say. It's always a good thing. It's like money. You can never have too much. No, there's no. It's like alcohol. It enhances who you already were. So if you were already a generous person, you'll be a generous person. If you are a not so nice person, you'll be a not so nice person. There you go. Wow. No, you missed that one. Yeah, you're stuck with me. Maximizing profits. No, notice the Ferengi? You're not a Star Trek fan, are you? Well, then you notice the. Okay, so you notice, right? And what are they all about? Profit, acquisition. Greed is good. I don't know. I heard that in a movie. We're not. We're not. It's all good. But we are interested in making money, though, aren't we? There we go. So we are. We're right here. Right. Go away. Shoo. Go away. You don't get to be here. No, go away. She's going to try to bother me throughout my presentation. Don't encourage her. No, excuse me. This is for paying people only. You didn't pay to be here.
She's paying. It may not be money.
No, she's not paying. She's here. I have to deal with her. That's more correct. That's more correct. Anyway. Whew. So let's do this. So obviously today we're talking about maximizing profit. It is the one thing that is vital to anybody's business. I'm not looking at you. You're just sitting there. Yeah, go sit in the back like over there by H&H. So we're going to maximize our profits today. We're going to talk about the various ways of doing that. A little bit about me. I own guinea pigs, not by choice. They kind of moved into my house in a very strange sort of way. Live in Las Vegas. Yes, two little guinea pigs. And Duke, law, none of that's important. None of it's vital to actually what we do, because let me tell you something, the MBA program, you don't actually learn anything about how to run a business or be actual profitable. Did my first magazine, was featured in my first magazine in 1987. All this blah, 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 blah. This is what's important. 7-figure business. That's our gross revenue starting in 2012, 7 figures. Whew. So what does it take to maximize our profit margins? Well, it's 2 things: packaging, pricing. What you offer your clients is a vital factor in the profit margin, increasing that. What options are offered, which is kind of what you offer. And then focusing on the meat and the potatoes, not the peas. There's a lot of that going on, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. And outsourcing. These are all important components. Outsourcing tasks like your retouching, customer service, and your printing. Believe it or not, this image was literally lit by a cell phone. So the experience shapes the sale, and the better the experience you provide for your clients, the higher the sale is going to be. This is just a known fact. Buying is a very emotional thing, and people want to buy. Anybody who comes and sits in for a session, they want to spend money, obviously, because they spent some money. So the experience that you create is what's going to judge the sale. You have to first create value, and by doing that, you're creating the desire to spend money with you. Buying is emotional, as I said. You want to build excitement both before the shoot and during the shoot. Hair and makeup artists are also critical to the experience, especially in what we do. What I do is boudoir photography. That is my specialty. And in that, we make women look different than they look every day. because women don't always put on a whole full face of makeup and lashes and stuff, generally speaking. When you create that environment, they are being treated to something that's not normal for them, and it makes them feel amazing. And remember what I said, selling and buying is emotional. You also want to share images with them during the shoot. It keeps them engaged and keeps them excited. I know a lot of photographers that take pictures and never show the client what they're looking at. For me, we actually have a tablet. Pictures are coming up on that tablet. They're able to see them, and it just drives them nuts. It drives people absolutely wild to do that. Next thing that also is going to drive your sales higher is allowing them to choose the images they want immediately after the shoot. Some people want to spend time and edit all these photos and then let them come back 2 weeks later and then pick out their images. The way we do it is immediately after the shoot, the client gets dressed, we're looking at pictures. They're picking the pictures they can't live without. So in a basic album, let's say that the basic album starts with 25 pages, which 25 images. The client will oftentimes pick out 30. And each one of those extra images costs you extra. Whoops, I went backwards. And financing. To be able to offer financing. People may not have $600 in cash in their pocket, but they can qualify for $2,000. Did you not just increase your profit margin? That's me doing me things. Packages. A lot of people I see, they price things with all these individual options, right? You got all these different things. And for some companies, that's going to work. But mostly when you have packages, it simplifies ordering and makes people have the ability to immediately select what they want. When you give humans too many options, we can't choose which one. How many of us have gone to restaurants where the menu has 50 different items on it? Just show of hands. How hard was it to choose what you wanted to eat? And then when you choose it, you're like, well, did I choose the right thing? That's not what we want for our clients, right? We want our clients to be secure in what they choose. When you look at fast food places, McDonald's was the first one to do it, value meals. Doesn't cost you any less to order a number one, but it sure simplifies the process. Instead of saying, I want a Big Mac, fries, and a drink, give me a number one. And that's what you want. That's what your packages are going to do. For me, we have 4 packages. This is the $17,550 package. Okay, catch your breath. Catch your breath. Okay. That's a lot, right? $17,550. And that's my clientele. My clientele tends to be those kinds of people. I sell maybe 2 of these a year. These are not what I'm trying to sell at all. Why do I offer that? This is my base package, $65.50. That's what I'm trying to sell you. When you see this, you go, oh shoot, this is way expensive, right? This more manageable? Yeah. This is what this is. This is the oh wow package that makes people go, oh shit, I can't afford that. So I go, but I can afford this, right? That creates that energy where they want to buy once again. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the voice over there. Do your thing. Okay. My favorite, pricing. We just kind of touched on that. Oh. This seems to be a pain point for so many photographers, is what to charge, right? How many people have kind of still wondering, what should I charge? Charge the most you absolutely can. That's literally it. The principle to this, and I tell people this all the time, don't shop with your wallet. Your wallet is empty. You're trying to fill it, right? First rule of business, other people's money, OPM. Same thing here. You want other people's money. Your prices should cover your team, your bills, so you have makeup artists, hairstylists, if you have assistants, you have somebody that does retouching. Your base price should be able to cover all of those things for each package that you're going to offer your clients. It should cover your products, any other expenses you have. For me personally, show your prices on your website. It pre-qualifies your clients. So instead of getting a whole bunch you get 20, 30, 40 calls. That's great, right? Sounds wonderful. I'm getting 20, 40, 50 inquiries every week. That's great. That's wonderful. But how many of them are you booking? And where do they drop out? When you say, I charge that. That's the dropout point, right? But when you come to a site and you go, oh, these are the prices, you've already kicked out a whole bunch of people. And you're only going to get the people who can afford you. Now it becomes a challenge of, do they like what you do? Have you created the value in yourself for them to work with you? McDonald's isn't the best food on the planet. Can we all agree to that? Yeah, right? But we still go there. What is it, 40 billion served? They're not the best. They're not great, but we know them. They created some form of value, and so people go there. And that's what we want to do. Sales and discounts. Guys, these are killing you. These are absolutely killing you. Okay? Bentley, Ferrari, Lamborghini. These are all brands we all know, right? And how many of us in here drive Lamborghinis or Bentleys or Aston Martins? Okay. Do they ever have sales? No. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, they all have sales. Every holiday sales, manufacturer rebates, all this stuff. Well, they're a volume business, and they're selling hundreds of thousands of cars. Lamborghini's only interested. Every Lamborghini dealership has to sell one car per year to cover its costs. One. Who has it easier? The Toyota dealer or the Lambo dealer? Yeah, you don't get a lot of people going to buy a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, right? But they don't do sales. Sales are killing you. All these discounts are killing your profit margin. And it creates a situation where you diminish your own value. People will wait till you have sales. Oh, that last one there too, the Leo one. I don't know what happened. I broke it. I broke it. Casey, come fix this. Oh, there we go. What? Absolutely. I'm an asshole. Pardon my French. Casey can vouch for that. Yeah. Yeah, I really do. I'm not here to convince you to give me your money. I'm not. You're either going to give it to me or you're not. And I'm not going to spend time trying to convince you need to give it to me. There's plenty of budget photographers out there. Go to them. And then when you come back to see me because they screwed up, yeah, I'm going to charge you twice. I'm that guy. Because you should have, hey, you try to fix it first. You go to your mechanic, right? You see the thing. You call your contractor because you got a hole in the wall from where the water came out, and you try to fix it yourself. And he comes in and goes, I'm charging you extra because you tried to fix it? That's me. Yeah, but I definitely do. And you have to have that mindset. Whenever people say you're too expensive, you have to say, you have to have the mindset of maybe you just can't afford me. That makes more sense to say that. And then people, because a lot of sales is shaming people. And it's kind of a way that you're not shaming them. You're not like, oh, you can't afford me. Oh, you're poor. You're not doing that. But you're letting them know, like, yeah, I'm not afraid of my prices. This is what they are. I'm worth every penny that I charge because the quality that I'm going to provide for you and the experience I'm going to provide for you. And that's it. And let them kind of make their decision from there. And then we did a little shoot not too long ago. That's Veronica, by the way. She's floating around here somewhere. It's dinner time. Let's focus on the meat. Mini sessions kill profits, as I said. It's a lot of work for very little money. I see it all the time. Mini sessions, $200 for 30 minutes. First of all, stop trading your time for money. You want to do that, get a job. Because that's basically what you're doing. When you're doing little mini sessions at these low costs, you got to factor in the one thing people don't, and that's the cost of doing it. Yes, you seem like you're getting money, but there's a difference between getting money and making money. $200, you figure how long does it take you to edit the photos? Calculate those hours. That's money out of your pocket. Your taxes, the costs of actually doing the shoot, your hair and makeup people, those types of things. Those things are going to cost you money. By the time you're done, we actually calculated this one time, and it was with someone, and they literally were $125 in the red off of a $200 mini session. Like, why are you wasting your time? I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to focus on full shoots. Why? They generate full money. A $65.50 is better than how many of those little mini sessions at $200 do I have to do to make $6,000? Right? It's a lot more work. I'm lazy, people. I'm lazy. I don't want to do all that work. Talk about outsourcing and how that absolutely increases your profit margins because time is money. We're going to let others talk to non-clients. You're the photographer. Once you get to a point where you're generating revenues, there's no reason for you to talk to anybody who's not paying you. You talk to them after they put money on the table because they got skin in the game, right? So you want to have somebody on the side who's actually taking those calls, making the callbacks, responding to the emails, doing all those types of time-consuming things because you need to be doing more important things. And that's getting more clients, getting more eyeballs on what you're doing. And even at that, you can outsource that as well. You want to let others do your retouching. Look, I got into business and I do this because I want to spend time doing other things. So, click, I don't want to do anything else. I just don't want to do it. So allowing somebody else, having a company that can retouch your images for you, they're going to do it better than I am. I'm not a graphic artist. I suck at Photoshop. So they're going to do a much better job than me, right? So I'm going to let the experts do expert things, and they're going to do it a lot quicker. So while these are getting done, I'm playing with guinea pigs. What you got to do with them, by the way, you got to play with them. You want to let others provide your customer service. People got complaints. People have problems. Definitely have somebody that handles those things. That the point being, when you have to come in and handle it, that means there's something really wrong and somebody's getting fired. And oftentimes that's the client. And you want to let somebody else handle printing. Period end. Print your photos. And you want to let somebody else do that. Labs like Zeno exist for that specific purpose. They produce very beautiful work. And one thing, too, it's like this. You can print your work. You can give people digital, but what has value? A picture on your phone or that? Yeah, that oh shit moment, huh? Yes. Would you ever get that out of a digital image? That would never happen on your phone. Be able to do two hands on that. Is that something you would look at and go, I want that? Yeah. That's what people look at. They look at that, they touch it, they see it, they want it. That's the advantage of having a professional lab. Because I believe Casey said it. Have you said it yet about the printing? Oh, well, if you don't print them, they will. That's tomorrow. Sorry. Come back tomorrow. She'll say it again. But yeah, and it's a truism. If you don't print your work, your client will. And that's money you're leaving on the table. I mark up everything. My hair and makeup artist, by the way. I book my hair and makeup artist out 10% on that. That's my money. Because that's my booking fee. Right? So, and another thing, too, I do sometimes, what I call a painted PETA fee. She knows. Janice knows what I'm talking about. It's a PETA fee. It's a pain in the ass tax. Or a fee. You can't tax anybody. We're not government. But these things, you want to create, that's the creation of the value right there. Is when you have something, you can hand them. When you have things on your wall, if you're doing, how many of you do portraits, weddings? Portraits? Portraits, wedding, portraits? Okay. Let's talk about weddings. Portraits even. Well, yeah, I do the same ones like, ugh. I do 10 weddings a year, by the way. Do you know how much my weddings cost? $10,000. That's just me walking in the door. That's not even the other stuff. Because after you're done, I'm taking another $5,000 to $10,000 out of your pocket. You know how I'm doing it? Prints. I'm selling you 3 wedding albums. I'm telling you an album for the bride and groom. That's going to be that big monstrosity that they need a hand cart to carry around. And then I'm selling you 2 others for his family, his parents, and her parents. Not to mention all the beautiful wall art. I mean, if you walk around here, there's beautiful wall art everywhere. So why are you letting them go to Costco and print images? Just doesn't make any kind of sense. That's me working. Prints increase profits. I had to do a little fancy flying because this one was all fancy in her presentations. Photo delivery matters. How we deliver the photos. We touched on this earlier, the difference between digital and print. No one truly values digital images. I see people tell me, I've had people tell me this. Oh, I charge $200 a piece for images. I'm like, great, yeah, that's great. And they're like, digital. Who's paying that? Like, really, are people paying $200 an image for a digital image? Then they were wondering why their business wasn't making money. Well, because nobody's buying it. Would you pay for that? Y'all have the album. Would you guys pay for that? Is that something you, as a customer, would look at and go, should I want this? You know, you look at like the wall art, like there's a lot of great pictures here. Of course you want that. That sits on your wall. You see it every day. Nobody sees your digital images. So prints increase your profits. That's a lot of extra money. So let's just say my small album, I don't exactly remember what it is because I don't deal with that. But let's just say it comes with 25 images. Okay, but the client wants 5 extra images. They're paying for each one of those extra images. That's more money. Does it cost me any more money? No. No, I already have a high profit margin off the initial small, the original thing. So everything else above that is free money. Work with a solid lab. There we go again. Repetition. Repetition. Work with a great customer service, and they do have great customer service. In fact, the books that are circulating, I ordered them on a Friday, and I got them by Wednesday. That was quick. That was real quick. And that's important for me because I tell my clients it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get their albums or their artwork. Why do I do that, though? Absolutely. Manage expectations. It's the Montgomery Scott School of Engineering. You never tell them how long it's actually going to take. You tell them it's going to take longer than it does so you can keep your reputation as a miracle worker. People are excited about that. 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. Oh, yeah, okay, you can wait, right? You know you're getting something. But when that comes in a week, 2 weeks, you're like, oh. What are they going to do from there? Tell their friends. So we're going to sell the image. That should be a lot bigger. I don't know why it's not. Once again, digital images. I rail against digital images. I want you to burn that in your brains. Digital images are great supplements. They look good on a computer or a phone, but they're not going to really be looked at again. How many of you guys have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever? Post pictures there? How many of you have gone back to look at the picture you posted June 8th, 2016? Really? Why does it always got to be one? Get out. Okay, but yeah, but most people don't do that, right? Like, you're not going back. Same thing with your clients. They're not going back and looking at those pictures on their phone. They change phones, they might lose them. Printed images. And I keep saying this because it's the easiest way to maximize your profits. People are like, why do you think you're talking about printed images? You're repeating yourself. So that you learn the quickest way to generate more money is printing images. They have an unlimited variety that you can do. Like when you walk around here, there's a lot of labs. And look at all the product offerings, the sizes, the things you can do. Like we were just talking about, like, I'm going to need Zeno to kind of step it up and get me a real 85, 90-inch print because I want to put it up behind my bed. They're going to do it, too. You know they're going to do it, right? Yeah. They add the value to the shoot because, once again, when you have something they can see and they can touch, that's valuable. That's different than what the majority of people are doing today. That's how you add some value. And they looked at forever. You put them on a wall. How many times you walk down your hallway to go to the bathroom every day? You walk into your bedroom. Yeah, you have pictures on your wall of something. You see those constantly, right? It's a constant reminder. For what I do, she has a huge print of this at the end of her hallway. It's amazing. Like, it literally takes up, I think it's like 7 foot. Yeah, that was a $4,000 sale right there for a 7-foot picture. Yeah. How much did that picture cost me to take? And I think the picture itself, to get it done, cost me $800. That's your profit margin right there. But she has that, and she told me not too long ago, like, every time she walks on that hallway, she smiles. Because she remembers the day she did this. She absolutely remembers that. And this was right after her Canadian boyfriend dumped her. Imagine dumping her. Like, how stupid are you? They increase profits, said that. And they're like NFTs you can actually touch. That's just, everybody's about the NFTs today. I have no idea how that works or why. Like, I want to touch things. I'm old. I want to touch stuff. So now we get to the part where we talk about this, where we're here. And the Zeno workflow should be very efficient. Your workflows should be efficient. They should be. That saves you time. Saving time increases profit. The more time you spend on something, the less money you make. Basically, I like to remember it by the more you burn, the less you earn. And that's time. Time is the most valuable commodity any of us have. How many of us know how much time we actually have left? Right? It's what makes it the most valuable commodity. We don't know. How many of us can get anything? How many of us can get 10 years back in our lives? We can. I even own a DeLorean. Doesn't work that way. So when you go to print your clients' albums or artwork, you want stuff that flows. And this is my first time using Zeno. Beyond full disclosure, it's my first time. And I'll tell you what, it was amazing. It was amazing. So once you kind of get past that little learning curve real quick, I was like, I'm calling Casey. I'm like, what the heck? How? And then I was like, oh, I was just having a stupid moment. It was very simple. The proofer, the designer is very easy to use. You just kind of plug your stuff in, and you just the way you want to create your albums, your artwork. You can do all kinds of things. You can switch things around. It's amazing. Then you have the proofer, the gallery. They have the e-store. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but I'm sure one of the Zeno reps could explain that. But this one right here, I believe, is the one that I use that I absolutely love, the proofer. So once I did the albums that you guys are seeing here, I sent a link to all the ladies that are involved, that are in that image, on those galleries, and they were able to actually see the albums as they were and see their pictures. So it's great for your clients. When you put their albums together, you get all your images back from retouching, you set up the album, you can send them the link, they can look at it and go, can we flip that picture, or can we move them? And you can just boop, 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 and it's done. Beautiful, simple, easy. Again, it's about maximizing profit. In order to do that, you got to save time. They're not coming back. Because once I'm done, I'm done. Don't come back unless you're paying me. Don't come back. Shopping should be easy and painless. And with Zeno, it actually truly is. It truly is very easy. But they have a lot of stuff. Remember I was saying about a lot of stuff? They got a lot of stuff. So you have to simplify what your offerings are, because they do have a lot of stuff. So you want to simplify your offerings. Like I said, for me, it's all about albums. My clients typically don't buy wall art. It's just not, most women don't want the repairman to come in and see a picture of them in their undies, on the walls in their hallway. Most women don't want that. So my clientele is focused on albums. I do get some that do. Boy, I got a story for you. Can't tell you this now, but one woman. Just think of it this way. He dropped her for a younger woman, and she wanted revenge. That was a huge sale. That was huge. But normally, albums are what fly off the shelves for me, are absolutely albums. I still show portrait, the wall art, I still show it, because what you show, you sell. Bottom line. I don't care what you're shooting. I don't care what you're doing. If you can't show them the stuff, I can tell you about those albums. You guys like the albums? Those of you who saw them? Anybody hasn't seen them, wants to see them? They're floating around. If I told you about that album, if I said, Leslie, is it? Okay, so Leslie, I said, I got an album for you. It's got an acrylic cover, and it's got pages in it. It's beautiful. Would you want to buy that album? But would you want to buy that album? Like if I was photographing you and I was like, yeah, I got this album. But if I just told you about it, would you want it? If I put that in your lap, would you want it? And that's the difference. When you can show them something, you can sell them something. So Zeno has a wide variety of product that will satisfy the needs of any of us, any photographers in here. They've got something that's going to suit you and do well for you. And then the cost. Again, the more you burn, the less you earn. So you want to keep your costs as low as possible. Zeno allows you to do that. That's a great quality album, wouldn't you say? You were just looking at the other one. Was that a great quality album? Yeah, did you like that? Yeah. Pages, beautiful, it's nice. How much do you think one of those albums cost? Well, how much would they, Price is Right. How much would you think that would cost? 200? Okay. How much do you think that one would cost? 200? Oh, so, okay, but you're not looking at what she's looking at. She's looking at. It's much bigger, much heavier. Yeah, you want to amend your price? I actually can't tell you what it costs. I don't know. I don't know. But it was actually, it's one of the least expensive albums I've ever printed, and I've worked with a lot of labs. And I do know for a fact, because that was what I was saying, they're really not as expensive. So I was like, ugh. I mean, I'd seen her stuff at her studio, and it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. But, it's again, you hear the price, and you're like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. And there's always sales and discounts. Just saying. Don't tell them it's a bad thing. But so like I said, I was looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know how good this is going to be. And then I got them. And I was like, oh, okay. This is the business. And that's it. The prices are low, which helps your profits be high. Remember, we're marking everything up, right? Okay. So we're marking everything up at least 10%, people. At least minimum. That's the floor. That's the basement. 10%. You get additional 25% off select products because y'all can't read, so I'm going to read for you. With the Zeno Gallery paid plans, these are the pro plans that they have. It allows you to get 25% off of things, and it gives you a lot more options and a lot more accessibility to tools and things that we need and that we would use. If you look in front of you, they made me put this here. I didn't want to put this here. All the pretty pictures we were just looking at, and then like really. But in front of each one of the seats, I mean, obviously you front row folks can't see this, so there's a little QR code that will give you show specials. And this is good for the show, for people who are here. I'm just going to put it on the internet later, and everybody can get it. But this will allow you to get all kinds of really cool advantages and sales and discounts and things on your purchases. But I thank you guys for being here. I only expected like maybe 2 people. So this is a great thing. I'll be around if you have any other questions. Oh, look at that. Good lighting. Yeah. It's my favorite thing. That's me. So if you want to find me, there's me. It'll take you to all my stuff. And again, thank you guys so much and for checking me out. Check out the Zeno booth. And I hope you guys have a great show. And I'll be around for anybody who has any questions.
Deacon James, everybody, give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just in case everybody's here for the first time for the day, I just want to let you know that we have 50% off software for the next several days. If you want to check it out, over at our booth to your left. Just want to let you guys know that this is our 10-year anniversary as a company. We've been here in business for 10 years. We're happy to be here. We're happy you're here with us. So if you haven't talked to us already, we're available and ready to answer any questions that you might have about Zeno Lab. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. The schedules are up already on either side of the post. Come and sit down. Free education, everybody.